are mad times we live in, mad!
Harry's back. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is the 6th in the series. How does it compare to the previous films?
Personally, I think it's probably my favourite of the lot because it's actually not a lot happens. There's not a great deal of plot in this one, but a lot of it's based around the kind of romances between Harry and Ginny and Ron and Hermione. It's also very beautifully shot. So I mean, there's a lot to enjoy.
I think I love her.
Ron particularly I thought was very good. He has a lot of the funny lines. His relationship with Hermione's, you know, there's a lot of sort of friction there, and they're both being quite adolescent and stroppy, and I think that's something that is a real plus point.
Do you think tonally it works? Because it's almost like the first half, like you said, I think it's a lot of comedy and there's a lot of the love stuff and awkwardness and blah, blah, blah. And then the second half is a lot darker, and do you think they kind of jarred?
Well, actually, this is the thing. I think David Yates is great, and I think he's really grown into the franchise, but I think the one problem I have with him is I don't think he does emotional drama well enough. So a thing happens in the 5th one, which should have made me cry, and there's something that happens in this one which also should have done, and it doesn't. Those big dramatic moments, something's missing, and in the books, these are points in the books where I would have been very upset.
It's quite nice to have the glamour, the normal glamour of a premiere undercut by biblical rainfall. It's quite fun.
I think it's like with all of this, though, I mean, isn't it just completely critic-proof? You could tell from the Leicester Square premiere and the numbers that it's surely going to make. In a way, I suppose it's nice that they have made an effort to make it good.
3, 2, 1, go!
Because they could really put anything on screen, and people would actually flock to it.
Yeah, I think that's true, although having said that, I don't think many people who aren't hardcore fans would claim that the first few were particularly good films. And I'm curious how, once the dust has settled on the whole kind of franchise, how they'll be regarded in terms of other, you know, sort of epic movie franchises, be it Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. How do you think they're going to sort of stand up against those kind of films?
I don't think it's up with those. I mean, the first Star Wars trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I don't think it's in the same class. I think it does enough. It feels like a nice Christmas movie. You know, they normally come out in November. This one's different. But I think, you know, they're good, solid films, good entertainments. They're not great.
All right, let's wrap up with the 3 leads. Post-Potter, who's going to have a breakout career?
Daniel Radcliffe for me.
Rupert Grint, I'm going to say.
Watson.
That's 2 votes for Watson, then.